All right, hello, Metal Maniacs. It's the Meista from Brews and Tunes. Cheers. Absolutely thrilled today. I am chatting with three people I adore, amazing musicians and friends of mine too, which at least I think we're friends.
Mm,
But anyway, I am talking with the band Absolon, of course, Ken Pike on vocals, Wayne Noon on drums, and Alex Repetti on guitar, bass, keyboards, engineering, backing vocals,
he's
kind of
most of the band,
everything else.
except for the vocals.
He
Yeah.
is Absalon.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, it's so great to see you guys. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Great. Good, good. Well, thanks again for joining me. It's always fun talking with you guys. Um, so I mean, first and foremost, new album, The
You
Blood
got it.
Seed.
Look at that. He's got
Uh,
it.
killer album. I've been so looking forward to this album since Ken told me about it last year. And yeah, it like one of the most anticipated albums for me for sure. And boy, does it live up to my expectations, and even more so. I know, Ken, you told me when I interviewed you before, you had some issues with your previous album, which I adore. I think it's
Mhm.
great, the Portrait of Madness. But and you told me this was going to be so much better. I'm like, I don't know, that was a great album, but then when you started, you sent me some demos early, and as soon as I started hearing it, I'm like, wow, holy shit, yeah, he's not kidding. Like, you're not messing around. This is some really stellar music. And then, once I got my hands on the actual product right here, man, what an amazing album. I mean, you guys really hit it out of the park with this. Truly. And I know it
Thanks.
wasn't a
Thank
question
you.
at all, but I just have to say this was fantastic. So I guess the big question I had was, how did this all come together? Because I know, Ken, you had a different lineup before. So how did the three of you become kind of the new Absalon, for lack of a better term?
Um, n- New Absalon, I think that's a good way to put it. 'Cause it definitely is a new version. Yeah, the last album, I had a phenomenal guitarist, Martin Vandenberg from Germany, and he did all the guitar work, and he programmed the drums and the bass were programmed MIDI on the last album, which is part of the reason why I'm not real thrilled with the last album. Now, there's several reasons why I'm not thrilled with the last album. Um, and he was supposed to work on this one, and he started he did Darkness Calls,
Right.
and after recording that one, he was overwhelmed with family obligations and especially work. He just gotten promoted into a pretty important position, and so work was becoming increasingly time consuming, and so he just wasn't able to continue on. And I understood that it was a real letdown because we were already 5 months into the process and only got the one song done. Wayne was already on board uh, before then to do the drums,
Okay.
and so I I was about at a point where I didn't know who to I could get to do the guitar that would be at least up to par with Mark. And I was just at my wits' end. I was about ready to say, you know what? I guess there's not going to be another Absalon album. I'm just done. And Alex was already on board to do the mixing and mastering. So Wayne suggested to me about talking to Alex about maybe doing the guitar work. And Alex very graciously agreed to not only do all the guitar work, but like you said, he put down live bass and the keyboards. Some of the songs that have keyboards in it, he did the keyboards. He did backing vocals, um, and of course mixed and mastered. And he painted my house. Yeah, just yeah, yeah, just amazing. If Wayne and Alex hadn't stepped in and did this for me, I'm telling you, that would have been it. There would have been no other Absolon album.
Wow.
So I owe these two guys. I would say my next born, but I'm not going to have a next born. So maybe a slice of cheesecake or something. I don't know.
There you go.
But yeah. So so that's kind of how this whole thing came into being. And they completely transformed the sound
Yeah.
of Absolon. I mean, it's like night and day from this album from the last album. And they both gave me as the songs were getting done, it was just like, man, this is what Absolon is supposed to sound like. You know, it's heavier, grittier, more traditional metal. It's what I envision Malachi. Man, I just jumped back to 1980s. Malachi.
You're going way back.
Jeez.
Way back, like 86. I envisioned Absolon to sound like. So they did, without even knowing what they were doing, they did that. And so this is the new sound of Absolon. This is what we're supposed to sound like. So they're going to have to be on board for all the next albums to come along, whether they like it or not.
So the next album's going to be polka, though, right? I thought. No.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking polka metal would be cool.
I think Alex
would do
polka.
that.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's how this all came into being, and I'm a happy camper.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. I mean, from the get-go, I mean, from Destroyer, like just those opening notes of Destroyer, it's like, oh yeah, this is metal. Like, yeah, it really grabs you from the first note all the way through the end of the last track, the War of Angels. Yeah, just really powerful. I mean, every aspect of it. I mean, your vocals, Wayne's drumming, Alex playing everything else. It's all just incredibly powerful. I mean, and so well balanced too. I think Alex, the mixing that you've done, it's such a well balanced album. And you do a lot of that anyway, with all the bands that you've worked with. That's kind of that's your shtick, right? That's your thing. You love to kind of tweak and engineer and do all of that. So and man, this just, yeah, like I said before, Ken, when you said this is going to blow the last album out of the water, I'm like, well, we'll see. And like, yeah, you weren't kidding. So I'm excited to see where this goes too. But I mean, right now, I mean, I'm so happy to just listen to this album over and over and over again constantly, because it's so my style of music. It's so much of what I love. It's it's got that it's got a modern sound, but it's still there's that nod to Iron Maiden and Judas Priest and Queensryche and the European metal scene, and it just, you guys really just nailed it. And similar in a lot of ways, I think, to your other band, Wayne and Alex and Severed Angel, kind of that just really heavy hitting, and it works so well with your vocals, Ken. I think like you said, I think, yeah, like the live drums and the live bass rather than MIDI, because you have such a rich, really textured voice, and to have that power behind it as well, perfect.
Yeah, well, what they did really put a fire under my butt to deliver, to sing higher, to compared to the last album. And that's another thing I don't like about the last album. I really don't like my vocals on the last album. I feel like I sang too low. What did that one guy call it, Alex? Mid-range or something?
Oh, yeah. Something like that.
Mid-range. Yeah. Now I could say, yeah, on the last one, and I didn't really push it on the last one. I don't know whether it's just because on this one, like you said, Alex and Wayne brought this power and energy to every single song, and it just made me when I went to put my vocals on, it just gave me that same energy and feeling, and it really made me want to, kind of go back to singing the way I used to sing. I mean, I still can't hit, the super 4.5 octave range notes that I used to hit. Alex has to do that, but I have to leave it up to the young studs now to do that kind of stuff for me. But the energy. I told both Wayne and Alex as we were recording these songs, every song I was like, man, there's just the power and energy in the songs. Wayne's drumming, I mean, it's just driving every song. And the semi ballad, it just drives. And so again, even when it comes to the vocals, what they did drove me to strive for more, to be a better singer. So
now, had you written all the music already, or did you guys write this together?
I had all the songs already written, and then I sent all the rough drafts to Wayne and Alex, and then I let them interpret the songs how they saw it. So, Alex took. I'm not. I'm just a decent guitarist. I'm just a songwriter, and I'm just a rhythm guitar player. Alex is far better than I am on guitar, so he was able to take the songs and he did it so fast. How he was able to digest the songs and then come out with what he came out with, is just shows you how good he is. Because if you hear the rough draft, what I send them, and then you hear what Alex did, there's some big. You can tell it's like, wow, okay, so
because I remember the old ones, and then when Alex did, I'm like, how the hell did he get that out of Ken's thing? Like, where did that come from?
Yeah,
there's some really amazing riffs that you down, Alex, and
Thank you.
I've said this before with your other bands too. I mean, you have such an incredibly rich tone. It's kind of reminiscent for me anyway. When I hear you play it, I think of, like I said before, like Iron Maiden, you have Adrian Smith, that tone, that really rich tone. I think I get that same kind of vibe from I'm not a musician, so I'm, I don't even know how to put it in words exactly, but it's just it's so wonderful to listen to. It's just so cool because it's punchy and aggressive, but then there's also this beauty behind it too. I think that's really cool to listen to. And I think with Ken's vocals as well, and your backing, you guys really harmonize really well, vocally.
And it's amazing because Alex's voice is totally different from my voice.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't think that they would blend together well, but when he would send me a near completed song and have his backing vocals and stuff, even my wife was like, wow, he sounds really good with you. So hey, it works, you know.
And I know I've asked all three of you at different times, and I know you all have, and you don't even live near each other, and you have separate jobs, but I still somehow you guys have to play live.
That's what we always hear from both bands. We got to play live.
I have to see you live someday, somehow. Yeah. I'd love to see Absolon play. The three of you played it. I mean, obviously you'd have to get a bass player too, but yeah, just to see you guys on stage would be incredible. Just that live experience. So I think that would be amazing. So make it happen. It's not a question. Just
waiting for the invites to come in from Wacken or whatever.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah. Do you have any intention
yeah.
of? Is there any intention of ever playing live? I mean, have you guys talked about that at all? Or, I mean, I know you record separately. You're not even, because I mean, you guys are in New York and Ken, you're in Chicago, so I know that.
I'm sure we talked about it at some point, but it's just like the other band. It's like if it happens, it happens, But we're really far away from Ken. I mean, you're Illinois, right, Ken?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But you never know. I mean, yeah. Never say never.
Yeah, it would be cool.
It would definitely be awesome because I think we could put on a hell of a show. I always lived for the stage, and not being able to play live. I haven't played live in a while, and not being able to play live is just, it kills me. The recording and all that kind of stuff is, to me, is a necessary evil. I mean, you got to put out product to go play live. But being on that stage and dressed up and getting to run around in front of an audience, that's where it's at. There's just nothing like it. But maybe someday, before I hit 80.
That would be good.
Well, I don't think we're getting a show in like a week or so. So probably not happening. He's not that old. I'm kidding.
Yeah. Wow. Not that old yet. Yeah. I'm old, but not that old.
Yeah. I sort of circle back just a little bit. You mentioned your wife, Ken, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this. So Ryo, your wife, played on the album as well. She played organs in the opening of, of course, Alex did all the keyboards on the album. However, the opening of The Blood Seed is your wife playing the organ, and it's nice and creepy, and that's such a good intro. It's such a cool vibe. Yeah, she did a great job with that.
Yeah, she I knew that she wasn't really going to do much on this. I mean, the last one, it's because it's kind of a symphonic metal to it to some point, and she did all the orchestral arrangements and everything. And I knew she wasn't going to be doing probably anything on this one because of the nature of this one.
Yeah.
So I wanted her to be involved somehow, and so I came up with the idea of, hey, why don't we have a really cool night at the opera kind of organ at the beginning of The Blood Seed. And I think she wrote it. It's got 5 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah, I told her what I had in mind. I sent her some samples, ideas, and she just, okay. So she got 5 minutes worth of, work on it.
Nice. But, that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, came out really good. It's awesome.
Yeah, really cool. I did want to ask you, I'm always fascinated by sequencing, album sequencing, just the track sequencing. Because there's an art to that, I think, and I think a lot of times fans don't think about that too much. So I was kind of curious, and I don't know if it was all you, Ken, or Alex, if you had, and Wayne, if you guys had input on the sequencing of the tracks, or but yeah, I was kind of curious how because I don't remember. So I hope you don't mind me saying this, Ken. So you sent me tracks as you were recording the album to check out.
Yeah, weren't in any order.
Okay, yeah, because I don't remember them being in the order that the CD is, the final edition was. But it sounded cool, like the order that you sent me. But I think it was just the order they were being recorded.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was kind of curious, like the sequencing. Did you have a sequence in mind from the beginning, or kind of, or was this a collaborative, kind of a conversation in terms of putting it together?
Well, it's interesting that you asked that question. I'll let Wayne answer that one.
Okay.
Why?
You and Alex got to talk a little bit.
Oh man, yeah, it was me. I did it. I did it all. I played drums and I did the sequencing of the album. I think I did it all right. I think I sent it to all you guys, so we might have like changed 1 or 2 songs here or there, but yeah, because Ken sent the first thing over. And I'm like, no, it didn't flow. It didn't have any. I mean, because it actually, this album was kind of hard to put together because any song really could have been the opening track and the final track. So it was kind of hard to, pick what that opening song was going to be, but Destroyer, you can just tell that the way that just starts off. That's you got to start an album off like that,
Yeah, yeah.
So
That wonderful quote at the beginning too.
yeah, it was just perfect, that just hits you right in the face as soon as that album you hit play and that thing comes on, and it's a great opener. And then what's that last song?
The
War of Angels.
War of Angels. It just sounded like such a great ending to the album because it fades out and it just disappears, So, and then all the other songs in between, they just seem to like just have a nice little flow all together. So it just worked out fairly well. It was kind of easy. I mean, I had a couple different tries of trying to put the set together, but we finally got what's on that CD, and it sounds really good that way. It
Yeah,
flows from beginning to end.
Yeah, it has a really nice flow to it, I think, as well. Yeah, I really like the flow to it.
It does.
Yeah.
I'm terrible. I'm terrible at sequence unless it's a concept album where I'm writing songs, I'm following a storyline. I can't. I'm terrible at sequencing albums. So I was thrilled. Wayne stepped in. It's like, oh, good, you do it.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, through all the 90s, that was all the training I got in the 90s for making all those mixtapes.
I was just about to ask, did you make a lot of mixtapes?
always making mixtapes.
So
they always got to have
I.
some kind of theme, or they got to have a nice flow to it. I'm always thinking about that. So
yeah, I did that as well. I'd mix tapes and then later like burn CDs.
Burn CDs, yep.
Burn the CDs, and especially you got to put a lot of thought into, especially if it's for a girl.
Of course.
You're trying to get lucky or something. You gotta make sure you get the sequencing right.
Right. Yeah.
That's funny. That's cool. I love that. That's great. Now tell me, and I don't know, maybe Ken, maybe you'd be the person to ask. Tell me about the artwork. I really love this artwork too. This is really cool. Like tell me about the artwork.
It's AI generated.
Oh my God, no!
AI.
No! I quit. I refuse to do anything with AI involved. Goodbye. I'm leaving this chat right now.
The next one will probably be the same.
Oh my God.
Yes. and then my Rio, I had her take the original AI generated picture, and then she did stuff to it to make it look like that.
Nice. Did she do all of the pictures, like on the inside and
those are the pictures on the inside are pictures that actually I've had for a long time. I was thinking on the last album of using them, but they didn't kind of fit the story. So I had her touch them up too to make them look better than what they originally look like. And the guy that did the layout, I sent them all to him, and then he used them in the layout of the CD.
Nice.
But yeah, I agree with it. I don't know how many pictures I AI generated, and till I got to that one. And when that one popped up, it was just like it reached out of the screen and slapped my face. It's like, oh, this is the cover, because this sucker is visual. You can't help but look at it.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me back in the old days, like the 70s and then early 80s, when you go to buy an album and you'd be looking through and you see those cool album covers and they just like hit you, and that's what I wanted, was something that somebody, like just what you did, hold it up, somebody see it, go, wow, it's a badass cover.
Yeah.
And
that's cool.
Haunting eyes.
Yeah. Well, and I was also trying to kind of go for, I loved Camelot's layouts on their albums, especially the last probably 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of going for that style, the Camelot thing. That's why, the women and stuff like that. And so I think it came out. Scott Waters at No Life No Metal Records, he did I think a fantastic job on the layout. It really looks, it's a good looking CD.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, yeah, really beautiful packaging. Yeah, really nice
Yeah.
packaging. And it's what I like about it is, yeah, it's like you said, it's like, like when we were kids in the 80s, and yeah, like you'd see an album cover, like, what is this? I need to find out what this, I need to own this. This is cool looking. But also there's yeah, it kind of like, the back with this woman on the back, and she's kind of creepy, and like, okay, what is this about? Like, I need to know more about this. Like, that's, yeah, it really kind of takes you right in. And it fits the music so well. The imagery fits the music so well, I think, too,
Mm.
which is really nice. So I know, Ken, you mentioned this before, that like, you already, before this was even released, you already had plans for another album. I remember you saying something about that. So and I know Alex is always writing, very proficient writer. Are you already, Alex, are you starting to kind of formulate some song ideas at this point, or maybe, or
No, we
No?
haven't started the next Absolon yet, but we will
Okay.
soon. I think we're just waiting for Ken to get settled in.
Oh, okay.
I plan on, I've already started writing lyrics and stuff and some ideas in my head. The next one will, be semi creepy too. But I think in May, I'm going to start seriously sitting up there in my music room, because we have so many rooms in this house. I have my own music room.
Wow, jealous.
Yes, cool. And I'm going to start seriously start hammering out some ideas and stuff. Although I told both Wayne and Alex on this next one, I really, really would like to do more of a collaboration, especially songwriting wise with Alex. It doesn't have, every song does not have to be written by Ken Pike. My ego's not that big. And Alex has, I'm sure, a lot of good ideas and riffs, and I want this to be a collaborative effort on the next one. I think it'll be a much better album with the three of us working together on it, as opposed to me just writing songs, throwing it at him and saying, okay, here, do something with them, So that's my plan. I don't know how Alex feels about that, but that's what I want to do.
Nice. So before the interview started, I was chatting with Wayne, and we were talking about the video. So you released the first single that was released, and I didn't realize this. He was telling me that you live in a huge house, huge old house, and I didn't realize that you filmed that was all filmed in the basement of that house. Well, that's really cool. And yeah, kind of creepy, and yeah, kind of this dungeon torture chamber kind of vibe to it. And it's like, wow, that's your house. That's cool.
The basement is this basement in this house is just massive. It's like another floor, basically. It's super high ceilings. You can see the archways in the video, and it looks kind of like an old dungeon you find in a fort somewhere or something like that. So it just seemed to maybe fit for a video.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah,
very metal, very metal.
Yeah.
And now that you look like Anton LaVey, it's even more metal.
Yeah.
This is true. I do look like Anton LaVey.
A little bit.
bit.
Like,
A little bit.
with the new goatee, which I like a lot. You look great. But yeah, when you first came on, I'm like, whoa, hey, that's
Yeah, I've always got people that most people don't even know who Anton LaVey is. That this generation has no clue. But I have had people that do know who he is tell me, "Man, dude, you look like Anton LaVey," and I don't think they think I know who Anton LaVey is. And the first time I ever heard that was when I had a live band for Absolon way back, the first album, and we were playing a club, and of course I dress up well, like you saw in the video, I dress up and I little bit of makeup, but not much. And I had this, but it was a little longer. And this guy come up after the show, and that first thing he said was, "Dude, you guys are awesome. You look like Anton LaVey, man." And I'm like, Anton LaVey? I'd heard the name, but I didn't really know who he was. But I'd heard the name Anton LaVey, and then I went and Googled it, and like, damn, I do like Anton LaVey, don't I? So, hey, but it fit. Well, Wayne and Alex will know what I'm talking about. It fits me and my lifestyle.
Weird though, because we're a Christian band, so.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We're a Christian band.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
How could I forget that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Hallelujah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being a Christian.
Well,
Yeah.
I brought Wayne and Alex to the Lord. They were both lost in sin, and I brought them out of the darkness, and now they're enlightened.
All right. Well, that's good. That's good.
Now you're gonna have viewers going, "Oh!" Anyway.
People are going to try to get a refund on that CD now.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, come on. If anybody that has half a brain could look at the CD cover, the title, and listen to the songs and realize it is not Christian music.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Come on.
Kind of obvious.
Yeah. That's funny.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Oh, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not putting down Christians or Christianity or anything like that. I'm just saying we're not a Christian band.
Yeah. Yeah. I think. Yeah. I remember seeing somebody saying that somewhere online, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Well, it all comes back from his old band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why people keep thinking we're and also too he's the record label No Life to Letters also has Rocks Records, and that's associated with Christian metal and
Right.
stuff like that as well. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why people kind of get that confused.
Yeah.
But like I said,
Well,
not
I
that there's
think
anything wrong with that.
the biggest problem is, well, not a problem, but it is because I was the singer for Malakaya, and Malakaya was a pretty popular Christian heavy metal band.
Yeah.
So people remember Malakaya and, oh, Ken Pike, he was a singer for Malakaya. So they just assume that everything I do, since then is Christian or something. So
Yeah. Some
I
sort
can't escape it.
yeah.
No. It's all Wayne's fault.
It's always
It's all
my
Wayne's fault.
Damn it, Wayne.
Yeah.
Damn Wayne.
No, actually, it's Lou's fault.
Speaking of Malakaya,
Oh,
got Malakaya right here.
Oh,
look at that
Are you-
on
the
vinyl.
Red
even.
Sunrise,
Cool.
and look who's right there. Look at that guy with the
Nice.
hair.
Nice.
Wow.
Wow,
Yeah. I
Look
had
at
hair.
that. You
I think
did.
you should wear that shirt in the next video.
I really think he
So-
should,
if you still have it.
I was
Yeah.
kind of pretty.
and those gloves too. We need.
Oh,
those
I didn't
gloves.
notice the gloves. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
you gotta
really
get
cool.
those.
That's very
And I'm
80s.
wearing black leather pants too.
Oh, right on. Right on.
Tight.
Look at that.
They were
Look at that guy.
tight leather pants.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Look at that.
Because we were a Christian band.
I think the next album, the next Absolon album, the photos of all three of you should emulate.
Yeah, I think so.
I
we-
think
we
you
might.
should all be in leather, little makeup.
We just might. It might be an idea.
I think that would be pretty fun.
That would be pretty cool. Mimic that album cover.
Yeah, Wayne, you can wear your wig, your curly black wig.
Yeah, I got it. It's right back there.
Yeah.
I can see Alex. Maybe I don't know about Wayne.
I will never be caught dead in spandex. Never.
Never say never.
Yeah.
No, that definitely is a never.
Yeah.
That will definitely never happen.
Well, what about Alex? Alex, are you still there?
I'm
Alex
here.
is here.
I'm
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
He's wearing spandex
Alex-
right now. Spandex underwear,
got
actually.
to
Alex.
talk a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? What did he do? He didn't even do anything on this album. I don't know
I
what
think
you're
he's
talking about.
horrified by the
I think
idea of wearing spandex and leather, and
But Alex has cool hair.
He
very
does.
cool. Yeah.
and
He's
a
got
nice
cool
little
hair. You got a cool beard. I'd like to
Good
have
beard.
both.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
I can't even grow eyebrows correctly. Look at my eyebrows. It's ridiculous.
Well,
Yeah,
you
no,
know.
I got some nice looking nose hairs though. Like if I don't trim them enough, they like
Oh,
start hanging out, and then you get like the gray ones because I'm getting old. So now they start sticking out. And then I just pull those.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
but they hurt, man. You ever pull a nose hair?
yeah, we still love you though.
Yeah.
Don't pull nose
No.
hairs.
Yeah. No, that's painful.
I
Um,
trim.
here's
I know.
the-
TMI.
yeah, this took a weird turn.
Yeah, it did.
Right.
Um,
Wayne started it.
yeah, I know, right?
I'm sorry.
Damn it, Wayne.
Well, anyway, for everybody watching, nose hairs, apart from nose hairs, you need to go get this album right now. I'll have links below in the description, so you can check out Absolon. Obviously you can go to No Life Till Metal Records and order it there. It's on Bandcamp as well, right? Are you on Bandcamp? I think you're on Bandcamp.
The digital
Yeah.
version's on Bandcamp,
Yeah.
not the CD though, right?
Yeah, the digital version. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So Bandcamp, yeah, check out if you haven't listened to Absolon, definitely check them out, and particularly the new album, Blood Seed, which is just a powerhouse of a metal album. It just, yeah, especially if you love traditional heavy metal, you will love this album. It just kicks more ass than anything else right now. Just
Yeah,
kills.
I'm so glad I'm part of it, and it came out so good, and I did enjoy working with these guys. I was a little scared working with Ken because it's the first time, and I wasn't sure where he wanted to go because Seventh Angel can get pretty crazy. I'm doing like some thrash drums and a lot of double bass and stuff like that, and I'm not sure what Ken wanted, so I was like, I kind of held it back a little bit. But now the next album, now that he's letting us all work together, he's screwed. It's all coming out now.
Now you can let loose.
Yeah.
So,
But it was fun.
Alex,
Yeah.
yeah, you want to like quickly explain your role in Malik?
I think
You had to show
I
that
think-
stinking
I think
Alex.
Alex was this guy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Alex
That might
there.
be me.
That's,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's
Um,
you, definitely. Oh no, wait a minute.
maybe-
You're the guitar player, so you were this guy.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
you
used to
dyed
be
your
a
hair.
blonde.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, look a little like Jeff. Yeah.
Tease that up.
Anyway, maybe Alex, before we sign off, he can explain a little bit about his role, his involvement.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I just like Alex to get in on it. I mean,
I'm a man of few words. Well, I
What was it like interpreting Ken's guitar?
yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
say. So
Yeah, I'm
You know, I
curious.
was-
well,
I-
I find that
I was brought in to mix, and we finished one song, or mostly finished one song, I should say. And I thought it sounded cool. I remember talking with Wayne on the side a bit before even starting to mix it when he sent me his drums, and he was
Badmouth
saying,
Ken a lot.
yeah, no. And no, but like there was a little bit of a concern that we didn't want it to just sound like Severed Angel 2.
Yeah.
So I wanted to come into it. I had to figure out how to make Wayne sound like Wayne, but not sound like Severed Angel Wayne, basically. So I had to kind of like go back to the basics a little bit and essentially just process his drums like 90% differently. I mean, I kept like some stuff because when you figure out how to make someone sound good, you don't want to break it. But like,
Right.
yeah, I wanted to try and still make him have his signature sound that we kind of crafted in Severed Angel, but have it a little bit of a different twist. And I was a little worried when Wayne was asking me to do that because it's like, oh man, like it was really hard to make you like have that sound already. So I'm gonna have to like do it twice. But I think it worked out. It still sounds like Wayne,
Yeah.
but it doesn't sound like exactly the same as Severed Angel. I think it has a little bit more of a classic
Yeah, I
kind of
agree.
twinge to it. And then when I came in to do the remaining instruments, I wasn't really sure how it was going to be to work with Ken because I had only worked with him so far as a mixer producer, just for one song. So, you know, he was very gracious. The way he described it is exactly how it went. He threw his demos at us and said, "Have fun," basically.
Cool.
But again, I didn't want it to sound like Severed Angel 2. Even though Lou does more of the guitar work than I do, I still do a lot of it in Severed Angel, and I handle all of like the amping and processing on Lou's guitars. So like even if it's my playing, it could end up sounding similar because it's sort of the same ear picking the sounds. So I tried to retain sort of like what I said about Wayne. I wanted to sound like me, but I didn't want it to sound too much like regular me because like the sound I usually go for as a guitar player is sort of like in the John Petrucci, Dream Theater, prog vein.
Right.
And not that there's not any of that on this album. I think there is some of that. My playing will always have some of it, but I tried to lean into more of like the Judas Priest, Iron Maiden style, which was fun for me because it's a little different than what I'm used to doing. It's always tempting to like do some shredding stuff and like double pick everything like the way John Petrucci would, and that's kind of built into my style. But it was cool, like just changing it up and like listening to some Judas Priest again, which not that I don't know the songs, but like I hadn't heard them in a while, and then like I hadn't really like analyzed the playing in those songs as much. I listened more just to listen. So like trying to just kind of get the feeling of like, oh, okay, this is kind of like more how they approach things and just trying to incorporate it. It was fun. It was like a new challenge for me.
Nice.
So yeah, I feel like we had to walk the line a little bit of still sounding like us in regards to Wayne and myself, but also making Absolon its own thing.
Yeah.
Not just Severed Angel with different vocals. So
yeah, cool. Was there did Ken give you specific guidance, or was it more like, yeah, here's the demo, what can you do with this? Or was it, and maybe it depended on the song, was it, maybe sometimes it's like, I really want it to sound like this, or go crazy and do whatever you want, let's see what comes out? Or
I don't think that Ken was I don't recall any instances of Ken strong arming either of us into like doing it a certain way. He was very open to just letting us interpret the song. And of course, after I would record my guitars, he would have feedback and we'd go back and forth. Same with Wayne and the drums. Even though like it wasn't collaborative in the sense of like the writing, like, as hopefully we will be that way next time. But I think it was still collaborative, at least in the like sort of production stage.
okay.
Where like it was, I would record leads, I'd record some parts, Ken would listen, oh, I think it would be kind of cool if he did something like this over here, and maybe he would like even hum something into his phone, and like, oh yeah, okay, and like this kind of thing. And so I think that was a good taste for me, and probably for Ken as well, of like how it's going to be working together. So I look forward to it, actually.
Nice. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
one
it
thing
worked out.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say real quick that the one thing that that Alex brought to it that I really liked, and I think really helped change the sound and put it in that direction that I like, and I was hoping it would go. He plays melody, like in between verses, and then say during the chorus, he's playing melody guitar, licks over what I'm singing, and it is kind of a signature thing through all the songs, and it's like a little signature thing for his guitar playing for Absolon, and I really like it. I think it adds even more energy and power to the song. It's just not. For example, if you listen to Darkness Calls, which Mark played on, and then you listen to all the rest of the songs, you'll notice the difference.
Yeah.
Because Mark didn't do a lot of that in between, little riffage here and there, and then playing along a melody along with the vocals and stuff. So you can hear the difference in the styles. And that's one thing I think I told Alex several times during the process as we were writing the songs or recording, that I really liked that. I think I kept telling him, hey, in this song, yeah, do some of that melody stuff here, because it just sounded so cool. And now it's a signature thing. It's going to have to be on, songs in the next album, so that was something I really, really liked.
Nice.
And
I was impressed how
we
quickly.
could do some,
Sorry.
I was jumping on Wayne again. Never mind.
No, I wasn't saying no. Go ahead.
No, I was saying that Wayne's he added, the other thing I really liked was he added like double the kicks and stuff that really add to the energy. I think drumming, what Wayne did, added the biggest part, the movement of the songs and the drive. And I think that's a lot of the reason too why the songs drive so much. I mean, if he just done some standard drumming, that'd have been okay, but it'd have been boring. But the drumming really drives these songs. And so, yeah, anyway, I'm going to shut up now. It's like
Actually, I'm going to chime in on that.
But
Actually, just to kind of ride what Ken was saying, it was a new opportunity for me to play bass with Wayne's drums. That's something we had never done before, so that was pretty fun.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah, that was I was actually something I was thinking about earlier that I forgot to ask that. Yeah, because I didn't know if you had ever played bass with Wayne's drumming before. So yeah, and really rich. Wow, what a great rhythm section you guys have created. Very cool
Thank
stuff.
you. Yeah.
One thing I was really and I think it's a testament to your the professionalism of all three of you as musicians. Is I know, Ken, you and I had chatted a while back, back before, I think Alex was involved. Well, I think Alex was involved in terms of just mixing, engineering, but prior to, way back. And I knew you were frustrated with how slow it was going and it wasn't really working with Mark because of his obligations. And then when it all came together, like it really came together, and it seemed like you guys just started cranking the stuff out,
flying.
Yeah, because I mean, you would start sending me some of those demos to check out, or not even demos, like almost polished tracks, and it'd be like a few days later, and there'd be another one, like, oh, we got another song. I'm like, holy shit, man, this is coming together really quickly. And I couldn't believe when you told me, I think you emailed me one day and said, hey, the CD's done. I'm releasing it in February, because I think before you were thinking it would be in the summer. But yeah, I mean, it just seemed like it really took off. And I think it's, a testament to just how great you guys are as musicians, but also just how well you gelled together. Which is, as a listener, it's just, I mean, that's what you want in a band. You want, a band that gels together like that so well. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to what's going to come from this collaboration of the three of you. I can't wait to hear the next what the next sonic journey is going to be with the three of you.
Me neither, man. It's very I'm anticipating the next album, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it was fun. It was fun working with Mark because it was a different. I'd never worked with Mark on anything, so it was fun working with somebody else I've never worked anything with. And Ken either. I never did anything with him either, so it was fun with that. But then when Alex got on there, it was a little bit better because I knew what Alex's style was, and I knew what his sounds and everything are. It was a little bit easier to get along with playing with Alex, and it just made the album progress a lot faster as well. So it was a lot of fun.
It went back.
I wish Mark was able to do the whole thing, but unfortunately, shit happens, and what are you gonna do?
Well, I always say that there's reasons for things, and there was a reason why Mark couldn't do it. and that reason is these two guys. So I can't. I don't know how the album would have sounded had we continued with Mark. I would have had live drums, but I don't know about bass. I may have been stuck with MIDI bass again, and that's something that just the last album so sorely lacks, is that live drums, the live bass, and then the mix. The guy I had mix it. He's a really good friend, also in Germany, but he mixes like industrial metal, the dance, that kind of stuff. And he had never mixed a metal, a metal type album, and so the mix was good for what he did, but just with in combination of everything else, it just really, the whole album just ended up sounding kind of, to be honest, boring. There's a couple of good songs that I really like on that album, but overall it's just boring. After you just kind of, okay, let's move on. What's next? So so I did have what I got on this new one. This night and day.
Yeah.
So
big bombastic album. It's great. And even though I'd say, it's got this big bombastic sound, it's still like just straightforward heavy metal. Like it really rocks. It's I know we keep saying like Judas Priest, but it's like that. It's like that 80s, just aggressive, fun as hell to listen to. And the type of album that finishes and you start it right back up again. So you want more.
Yep.
So
yeah, definitely. Yep.
Totally agree.
Yeah,
that's what we're hoping people will do anyway, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what I do. So it's great. It's great. Well, gentlemen, as always, it's awesome chatting with you. And again, for those of you, if you don't have the Blood Seed by Absolon,
I don't have it yet.
Go get it right now. Get online, look in the description below. I've got links so you can check out Absolon. And again, gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having us on. A lot of fun.
having us.
Good seeing you again, Victor.
Yeah, good to see you.
It's good to see all of you.
Well,
Likewise.
Yes.
all right.
I only get to see Wayne. Well, I see Wayne and Alex as much as I see you, Victor.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true. Well,
So,
thank you again. Yeah, this was awesome.